If you work all week just to get home on the weekends, take care of chores, and then maybe have one day to relax just to start it all over again on Monday, you might feel like us, a little bit stuck and wanting a change.
So we built a cargo trailer out to hit the road full time and enjoy life. We're Senta and Eric. Come check out our tiny home on wheels. The first thing that you see when you come into the trailer is obviously the kitchen because it takes up the most space. We went with a butcher block countertop because we knew that was going to be the easiest to cut up and kind of make it exactly the size it needed to be. We did add in a flip-up countertop because if we do have guests, we need a little bit of extra room for seating. So that was a must to make sure that we could extend our seating area when we're not using it as a kitchen. And of course, like most of the vans and things, we have the butcher block cut out so that when we're traveling or doing anything, we can always extend our counter space if we really needed it. When we're not using it, it actually fits very beautifully on the side over here, tucked up and out of the way. And it kind of acts as a splash guard for the side, which was really great. We did make sure we had a nice big sink since we only have a single sink, and if we need to wash pots and pans, really makes it very convenient for us to be able to wash everything. And we went with just a typical household faucet. We do have hot water, which also makes the cleaning of dishes quite a bit easier, and drinking water for brushing our teeth and obviously drinking. So we have all of that set up nicely. All the filters are underneath the sink area as well, and it drains right into our gray tanks. We have two 8-gallon gray tanks, so a total of 16 gallons of gray water storage, which usually lasts us a pretty good while. Since we have a deep sink, we just had to have storage of whatever we could underneath because you kind of have limited space with that sink coming down, which left only this space for our fridge. Once we knew the size of what was going to be there, we knew what kind of fridges we could fit in there. So we ended up getting a truck fridge, and it's been working pretty nicely for us. Since we wanted to make sure we had as much usable space as possible at all times, we went with removable appliances. So we have a cooktop, which is in this drawer right here. So we take that out whenever we need it. In the back, we have the Instapot that stores up in those cabinets. And most days we don't have guests, so we fit our air fryer right on our seat right here. Very easy to just take them out, plug them into our 120 volt outlets right here, and cook however we need to. You definitely feel a little bit cramped with the smaller kitchen space, but luckily with the smaller kitchen, everything becomes in arm's reach. So if I'm cooking on the induction cooktop here and I have my air fryer here, if I need to get any ingredients, they're all up in the pantries, so it's very easy for me to grab. If I need a ladle, spoon, or any silverware to help with my cooking, I've got it in my drawer right here. And then if I need to extend my cooking area, I have the table I can grab right here and pull it out. And I basically don't have to move, and I can reach everything within literally an arm's reach. So it works out really great for us.
Behind me right here, you can see our bedroom / my office. We do have a king-size bed, and it was very necessary for us to have such a big bed because Tinkerbell, our Rottweiler, likes to sleep in the bed with us, and she takes up quite a bit of room. The mattress is just a standard king-size mattress, 9 inches thick, and we measured it exactly for us to sit upright in the bed. And that's really important for me because I do work up there. I do have a little lap desk, and then I have my laptop and my notepad and all that stuff right here. And I work remotely, and most of my time is spent answering emails or being on Zoom calls. All of our clothes are stored in here, and then we also have a snack drawer in here and some miscellaneous storage. This is also our eating area, so we have a pull-out table right here. So the bench that I'm sitting on here is a multifunctional piece of furniture. It actually holds our trash right in here. We do have some storage right in here, and then it can actually extend to be a double bench. And in combination with this wonderful little cave here, it actually can function as a guest bed. That was at least the idea. We haven't used it as such yet, but if we need to, we do have a guest bed in here. We do have a residential mini split AC in here. It runs on 120 volt. The inside unit is right in here, and then the outside unit is mounted on the tongue. And we use that mainly for when we leave the dogs in here. So sometimes when we explore not dog-friendly areas like national parks, we have to leave them here in the trailer, and we want to make sure that they're comfortable in any type of temperature. So that's usually when we use the AC, and it does run on our solar. When we both are in here, Eric and I, we rarely use the AC because with the fan and the windows open and doors open, we usually have really good temperature control. For our heating, we do have a portable diesel heater that we set up outside, and then we route the heat inside through a little hole in our bathroom. One of our favorite small features in our build, and one of the things that most people don't think about when they convert a, trailer or a van, is actually where to put laundry. So we have a little hidden laundry chute right here, and all of our dirty laundry stores basically right in there on top of our freshwater tank. So we don't have to see it, we don't have to smell it, and then when it is laundry day, we can just take the entire thing out and go to the laundromat.
We were climbing that corporate ladder and that job, structure, and, getting the pay raises, doing all the right things. We bought the house, we had investments, everything that you're supposed to work towards.
That was just very unfulfilling to us.
Yeah, the rat race definitely was something we wanted to break, and getting on the road, going tiny was the way to do that, and it has been great for us.
Yeah, it allowed us to become a single income household. Eric is a trophy husband in training.
Yes.
I luckily have a remote job, which is wonderful. Gives us a lot of freedom to really see so many beautiful parts of the US that otherwise we would not be able to see.
Absolutely. The cost of the trailer was about $8,000 into just the trailer as a shell, no renovations to make it a camper. It took 9 months to build out, and so we just kind of paid for the different building materials as we went along, and we spent about $20,000 to $22,000, so it's about $30,000 altogether for the whole thing. We've since added a couple things here and there, like the diesel heater was an extra thing we did later, so we might be 33 grand in tops, I would say, for everything that we have in it and totally decked out. Financially, it is nice. Like, the trailer's totally paid off. It wasn't very expensive. We already had a tow vehicle and everything, so our expenses there are basically nothing.
We don't pay for campsites, we usually boondock, and so we really live very comfortably off of my single salary. Always been good to live, like within our means or even below our means, but with this lifestyle,
it's really easy to. I mean, our biggest expense is groceries and the dogs and eating out if we decide we want to go to restaurants. But really, with our setup, we cook in the trailer quite frequently, so we're not spending a ton of money eating out at restaurants all the time, only when we really want to treat ourselves and have some food that I normally wouldn't cook.
So we are here in our bathroom, which is located in the V-nose of our trailer, so in the front. And we decided to locate it here because we felt like it was the best use of space of this oddly shaped geometry right here. So we have a nice shower here with hot water, but since it is an oddly shaped space, it also came a little bit with the challenge of us having to have a custom shower pan. We had to be a little bit creative there, and we built a wooden platform that was custom and lined it with a shower pan liner, and we ended up actually using real tile for the shower walls. We weren't quite sure if that would hold up, but it's been 4 years since our build, and it's been holding up pretty great, so I think that was a success. We also have a composting or diverting toilet in here, so we don't have any black tank whatsoever. We also use this room just for general gear storage. We do have some shelves right here for our shoes. We have a bunch of hooks and shelves here in the back where we can hang up our jackets. And then in this medicine cabinet, we have most of our toiletries and first aid kit and that type of stuff. We have a barn door here that separates our bathroom from the main living space, so we do have a little bit of privacy in here, which is very nice. Placing the bathroom into the V-nose, overall, we're very happy with it. You do have quite a bit of space in the shower. You feel like you can turn around a little bit. It is a tiny space, so obviously you can't spread out as much as you would be in a normal-sized house or residential bathroom.
The size of the trailer is a 7-foot wide by 14-foot long, and that only includes the square portion of it. We did go with an extended tongue, so it's a 4-foot tongue, and we added a 2-foot V-nose. Luckily, since the extended tongue, the V-nose doesn't actually add that extra 2 feet of length. It just sits right on top of that extended tongue. And the extended tongue also gave us room to put our mini split AC on the front. So end to end, it's about 19.5 feet long, which is pretty small in terms of trailer sizes. And at 7 feet wide, it's also not so incredibly wide that it's hard to get down some of the narrow roads, so it fits pretty well on the roadway and is very manageable. Luckily for us, we didn't need to go out of our way and get a special tow vehicle for it. We already had an SUV that was perfectly capable of towing this trailer, even with the full build out, and we did not pay attention to weight savings at all in the process of building it. It weighs just under 6,000 pounds, so the Expedition does a great job of towing it for us. For the back, we went with the ramp door for a few different reasons. One, we do have some bikes underneath here in the garage area, and wheeling them up is really convenient when you have the ramp door. The other thing is, when it's down like this, you can see it's a platform. So we have a really nice little patio section. We can put our tables and chairs out here and just kind of enjoy, or we can stay in bed and look out to wherever epic campsite we are and have views right from our bedroom, which is really nice. And then of course, the larger garage area is really nice because like I said, we have the bikes that are in there, but also gave us lots of room for electrical and water. So we were able to have a pretty good size system to remain off grid for even longer. For the electrical system, we went really large. So we actually have 4 200 amp hour lithium iron phosphate batteries, so a total of 800 amp hours at 12 volts. That runs most of our electrical throughout the entire trailer. For the appliances and things that need 120 volt, we do have a 4,000 watt continuous power inverter, so that handles pretty much everything all at once. To recharge all of that, we have 990 watts of solar up top. That's 330 watt panels. So we recharge everything very quickly. So if we have several days of no sun, which we can do about 5 or 6 days pretty comfortably, we can start conserving a few things, turning off the hot water heater, maybe get a week to even a little bit longer with no sun and solar generation. If we do that and we get down to that low 15–20% where we're starting to get uncomfortable, 1 or 2 days of good solar puts us right back to 100%. So we can stay off grid almost indefinitely. If we do find ourselves needing to have extra power that our solar can't generate, we do have a 30 amp typical camper outlet that we can plug into, and that'll get us recharged pretty quickly.
Living on the road comes with having to be very flexible. You will make plans. Your plans rarely ever work out. I'm very much a type A personality. I like my plans and I like when my plans work out. But living on the road really has taught me to be more flexible with that, to kind of embrace the chaos a little bit, and honestly also see the beauty in it. Because sometimes when a plan doesn't go the way it's supposed to go, something else happens, and that, situation is maybe even better than what you had planned to begin with.
Everything we do is taking an adventure, whether we're exploring these really cool places or whether we don't know what's around the next corner and what's waiting for us when we're looking for a campsite. It's just a nonstop adventure in some way, shape, or form. Thanks for coming along to tour our cargo trailer camper. We really hope we inspired you in some way, whether that's to get out on the road yourself or maybe some different build ideas if you're already planning on getting on the road.
And if you want to follow along our travels across the USA, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube under Senta and Eric somewhere.
Bye.